on Earth. Its dense rainforests shelter some of the rarest animal species in the world. But in the last few years, Malaysia has acquired a darker reputation. It has become one of the hubs of a worldwide illegal trade in animals and animal parts. But Malaysia's Wildlife Department, Perhilitan, is fighting back. These are the men and women on the front line of the war on the illegal animal trade. They are Malaysia's wildlife defenders. Today, the wildlife defenders are carrying out a raid on a licensed snakeskin factory. The factory processes various parts of snakes and monitor lizards, mainly skins, for an international luxury goods market. It also supplies snake bile to make traditional Chinese medicines. The snakeskin factory is located in the southern Malaysian state of Johor. Rumor has it that the factory may be oversupplying on its quota of processed snakeskins.
Hari ini kita ada satu target, satu kedai kita dekat dengan Caah untuk proses kulit ular, kulit biawak. Jadi kita punya objektif cek dia punya stok, tengok sama ada dia ada lebih ataupun ada kesalahan-kesalahan lain di bawah akta kita lah.
For the Perhilitan team, it is essential to make sure that the target has not had time to hide any incriminating evidence.
Ni suruh orang buka dulu lah semua. Suruh panggil semua. Nanti kita mau cek ada.
As soon as they move in, the team heads to check the live snake stocks.
Setelah hidup Yang hidup dengan ni dulu lah, ini penting. Banyak spesies lagi.
Dulu lagi mayau. Panjit.
Habis. Mana 3 sajalah.
Although legal, the owners of the factory must respect a quota system designed to protect Malaysia's rarest snake species, such as pythons.
So sekarang ada ni lah. Mana dalam ni ada 1216
betul.
Ni kita check kita tengok
For Perhilitan, the sheer volume of stock in the factory will be a formidable problem. The rangers have no choice but to do the math, as they suspect the numbers do not add up. In the meantime, another team heads to a freezer where snake meat is stored. The factory also supplies snake meat to restaurants. The rangers scan every corner of the large factory to make sure they haven't overlooked anything. In the meantime, Head Ranger Adib and his team are almost done with their stock check back at the warehouse. It seems everything is in order today, and Adib, who is coordinating the raid, is relieved, as he knows factories like this one can make bigger profits from flouting its quotas. As the wildlife defenders wrap up their raid, they know they must continue to keep a watchful eye on establishments like this one. This is the Perhilitan headquarters in Kuala Lumpur, capital of Malaysia. From here, Head Ranger Adib coordinates operations to make sure his wildlife defenders are on duty around the clock.
Di mana ada permintaan, di situlah berlakunya aktiviti. Jadi permintaan sekarang ni bukan permintaan di Malaysia, permintaan di seluruh dunia lah.
Malaysia's new wildlife law, the Wildlife Conservation Act 2010, has enabled Perhilitan to act with more authority.
Jadi dengan Akta 716 ni, pemberian kuasa kepada kita untuk melaksanakan aktiviti ini adalah salah satu dorongan, maksudnya untuk kita terus membanteras penjenayah hidupan liar ni lah.
Adib and his team head to a secret rendezvous under the cover of darkness. They are here to meet a team of undercover rangers who have discovered suspicious activity at a restaurant in Johor.
Alhamdulillah, so far so good. Kita lepak dekat kedai kopi kat bawah ni. Kita dah jumpa satu restoran. Kita nampak ada tulis menu babi hutan. So kita target tu sebenarnya dekat sini. Sama ada betul-betul ke dia hidangkan lah. So yang ni kita akan tunggu juga besok. You kena cek dengan betul-betul lah. Alright. So take care lah. So okay, apa-apa saya akan bagi tahu lah.
The following morning, Adib leads his team into action.
So bro, kami on the way. Kita akan pergi dua port, satu rumah dia dengan satu kedai lah. So kita pergi kedai dulu. At the same time akan ada orang tunggu dekat rumah dia lah.
Alan is one of the undercover rangers. He's already inside the restaurant.
Oh, buat tak kena Alan eh.
The evidence from the menu is incriminating. It is well known that some restaurant owners can make big bucks from something special on the menu. But as always, Adib now has to find the hard evidence that illegal meat is being served here.
Okey ya?
Hah?
You tak sini?
Sarah wang dia tempat.
Ha?
Dia tempat.
Oh, dia buat kerja eh?
Ya. Dah hak nanti. Ya, salah.
Apa lagi?
Tapi dia orang bukan tetap ni. Betul bisa tahu tak dia. Ini babi dia dulu lah. Itu bagi itu orang jual ni dia.
Ni apa?
Bulung. Bom.
As well as wild boar, Adib and his team are looking for other exotic meats, such as tiger and bear.
Tupai.
The rangers find what looks like carcasses of squirrels at the back of the restaurant. But they often have a big problem on raids like this. Accurately identifying the type of meat can be difficult. But this time, Adib has success. In the freezer, his team finds what they are pretty sure is wild boar meat.
Kita kena ambil sebab kita syak, bagi ikat. Okey? You tulis ni sudah
salah.
Sudah declare. Oh, salah tu.
Macam orang kasih pun lah. Kasih satu can lah, aku kali can lah cik.
Mana boleh can?
Walaupun itu babi biasa, sekarang itu sudah declare dalam ni, sudah salah.
Kita kena angkat. Kita dah saksi ada babi hutan.
The restaurant owner is not happy at all, but the wildlife defenders have struck their first blow against the illegal trade. Adib knows that those incriminating steaks are just the tip of an iceberg. Frequent seizures of illegally acquired animals and animal parts demonstrate that the pressure on Malaysian wildlife is intensifying. Malaysia has one of the richest biodiversity of flora and fauna in the world. But such a reputation has also made Malaysia a natural target for poachers. And Elizabeth John of Traffic, an NGO that fights the illegal animal trade, is trying to put a stop to it.
When you look at Malaysia, why it stands out compared to all the other countries in the region is because it plays many roles. One, as a source for wildlife. It is an important transit point. It is also a very important consumer country.
And this alarming threat was the main motivation behind Malaysia's new wildlife law, the Wildlife Conservation Act 2010.
The new Wildlife Conservation Act 2010 is an excellent law. It really took the time and trouble to address a lot of the loopholes that were plaguing enforcement agencies in the country. For the first time, we have minimum sentences. We have mandatory jail terms for offences relating to some of the more threatened species.
According to Traffic, frightening numbers of Malaysia's rarest animal species have been culled by illegal traders over the past 10 years. By analyzing these figures, Traffic is building up a detailed picture of the threat to Malaysia's wildlife from the illegal syndicates.
When you talk about a syndicate, you're actually looking at a network of people, beginning with that poacher who goes into the jungle and takes the wild animal out, and then you're looking at middlemen, and you're looking at the big time traders who do the import and the export. And all these people are very well connected. It's a well-oiled machine. They're very well funded. They know the laws. They know how to get around it. And they have the means to do so.
Although former efforts were futile, the new Wildlife Act has proven its effectiveness against this well-oiled machine. This man used to be a poacher, and he has agreed to talk to us incognito.
Game warden, they come and check seladang head, tiger skin tree, and then this mountain goat head, come kijang, about nine chas lah. Yeah, rest. That time is very cheap. Now the fine is very heavy. Even fine and jail, you earn little bit after arrest. No worth it lah.
This poacher has an astonishing story to tell.
My father was a hunter. This abo got gun. That time my father give them to use. They shot this deer, mountain goat. When they opened the timber, then they got roads to go in, Got the thing, they come and sell to us.
This poacher relied on the expertise of Malaysia's aboriginals, the Orang Asli. Some have unwittingly become involved with the illegal wildlife trade.
Banyak melalai dah. Dia tahu apa-apa dia yang mata.
That time my abo, I think around 20 abo like that. One abo, sometimes they put the jirat, about 100 jirat. For morning they come and look, 3 or 4 deer, 1 or 2 bear, and this badak. That time I bought is very cheap, $50 one deer.
The poachers know how to exploit the ancient jungle skills of the Orang Asli. No one knows the rainforest better than they do.
Jadi kalau menatang dia menatang besar kan, dia tertijak sana, dia kena sini. Tapi ni kalau betul-betul barang macam seladang ke Rusia, dia terus kena dia sinilah, tak ke mana-mana punya.
When the season durian comes, the bear sure die once because they like to eat durians a lot. The abo sure trap one season durian. I got about 20 bear like that. That time the bear, I take 4 hands, the whole body I throw. Sometimes I send this bear to restaurant in KL. They only sell, they only pay me. No sell, no pay.
Orang Asli hunters are not always aware how rare some of these species have become. What they do know is that animals like mouse deer can fetch good prices.
Okey, cantik. Boleh. Okey, ni perangkap kancil macam kita orang ni lah. Dia pelanduk boleh, landak pun boleh. Tapi kalau landak ni hari ni kena, pasal malam tu juga nak ambil. Pasal landak dia gigit ni kayu. Kalau kancil rusa itu pelanduk dia tak ada, dia sana lah.
Now rapper high price, they go and tap, they got $200-300 already one day. You ask him to go and jirat, even they go because jirat is typical, Today you went in, 1 or 2 miles to look for the trap, tak ada kena.
The Orang Asli can find and trap just about any animal of any size.
Ini kayu mau kuat. Ini kayu mau tak kuat. Ini tak payah kuat ni. Nanti itu menatang kira rusa ke, beruang ke, harimau dia boleh tijak sini. Dia boleh masuk. Macam ni. Dia tak boleh lepas.
1 year I count one place they go and catch 1,000 of this fucking deer. Mountain goat 20 to 30 lah. And then tiger mostly all trap and then protoi 1 or 2 lah.
Harimau boleh cukup kuat. Tapi sini dia boleh patah. Kadang-kadang dia gigit ni. Sekarang sini kita orang ni kasi tutup sikit ni.
When you want to do this thing, you have no feeling already lah. You only want them to catch it and sell to me only. I can say lah, I number 2, no people go number 1.
This poacher's story offers grounds for optimism. He has given up his old illegal profession. With the new Wildlife Act in force, Malaysia was getting too hot for him. The new act also provides Adib and the Perhilitan Rangers with a sharp and powerful new weapon in their battle against the illegal wildlife traders. And this time, they take on the first line of the illegal animal trade, the poacher. Taman Negara is one of Malaysia's most famous wildlife reserves, and its abundance and diversity of animals is phenomenal. Sadly, that doesn't mean that the park's precious wildlife is safe. Poachers are lured to parks like bees to honey. And today, Adib and his team are en route to Taman Negara to conduct a huge jungle sweep to look for traps and snares set by poachers.
Sini kita melibatkan berbagai agensi di bawah kementerian. Kita akan buat operasi yang berkaitan jerat dan juga rondaan di pencerobohan di kawasan Taman Negara.
Immediately as he arrives, Adib is debriefed on evidence that poachers have been at work in the wildlife reserve.
Kita berjalan lebih kurang 2 meter square. Kita jumpa satu ekor siaman yang mati.
Lapar belum?
Yang dah tergantung.
Dah tergantung, kena snare.
Perhilitan knows that searching for traps and snares set by poachers can be dangerous, as they are often well hidden deep in the jungle. But based on previous records of known hotspots, Adib has a good idea about where to start looking. The dead gibbon is not the only sign that poachers have been busy in the forest reserve. There are also evidence here of illegal timber logging.
Kalau kita tengok daripada masuk tadi, so satu, ini adalah kawasan hutan simpan. So first, memang tidak dibenarkan siapa-siapa masuk. Yang kalau kita tengok track tadi, 4-wheel drive masuk, baru lagi, saya rasa dalam baru 1 malam. Yang kita sampai sini, kita tengok bekas-bekas chainsaw yang masih baru, masih merah lagi, debu-debu kayu ni. So kita siap memang pembalak haram, cuba mencuri balak. Kalau kita tengok balak yang dia potong ni pun balak bernilai tinggi, ranti.
As the team pushes on, they find more evidence of possible poaching.
Ini diburu. So dia dah siap-siap cabut dan bawa bulu bulung dia kan, dia panjang kan, mungkin susah nak bawa. Dia dah bunuh, dia buang bulu siap-siap. So dia masuk container or bag dia keluar lah.
Whether they have been poached or not, there are abundant signs of wildlife in the area.
Babi dia kangkang sikit. Ni macam ni. Dia kangkang. Rusa dia rapat. Rusa kijang lebih ikut saiz lah. Kalau babi dia kembang sikit lah.
Dia punya kesan cakaran beruang. So kita percaya tempat ni bila ada wildlife, terutamanya beruang,
So kebaran kalian untuk jerat tinggi lah di sini. Kalau kita tengok kawasan ni pun dia dah start dibuka oleh orang.
As the wildlife defenders venture deeper into the jungle, they are confident that they are closing in on their target.
Tapi sekitar sini lah ke yang kawasan gerak tu memang sekitar sini lah. Cuma kita scan je lah kan kawasan sini. Pasang.
Ini yang lotong tergantung tu.
Yang tergantung sini.
Oh,
Yang babi itu kat sana.
Ini loh. Ikhwan.
It seems Adib and his team have discovered the main trapping area in the forest of Tamanagara. As the poachers may still be around, the wildlife defenders put their lives at risk as they remove the deadly traps one by one. For Adib and his expert team, these traps are proof that the supposedly protected park is still being exploited by poachers. And it looks as if bigger and bigger animals are now being targeted.
Kita tengok jenis jerat yang dipakai ni untuk yang strong punya wildlife. Maksudnya yang boleh yang besar lah. Kalau kita tengok memang dia jenis yang tu lah. Contoh yang snake kita dapat. Okay, kan dia sama kan dia punya material. Ni besi. Dengan ni. So yang dia punya yang snare ni dah dia potong. Mana kita anggap mungkin dia dah dapat lah hidupan liar tu. So dengan jerat-jerat maksudnya sangkut and then dia ambil binatang tu lah. So dia potong je lah ni.
This time, Adib and his team failed to catch any poachers in the act, but they successfully destroyed a number of traps. For the wildlife defenders, the battle against the poachers and the big businesses that control them may seem to be never-ending. They know that the fight must go on every day and wherever they are needed.